Opening a quote for a new pool enclosure can be genuinely shocking. At first glance, the numbers seem entirely disconnected from reality. These figures reflect the specific engineering requirements and safety codes that now dictate every detail of construction in Florida. To understand exactly where your money goes, we have to look at the immense physical pressures these structures must withstand. In 2023, Florida adopted the 8th edition of its building code, which significantly increased the safety requirements for residential structures across the state. This update officially integrated the ASCE 722 engineering standards, removing the simplified calculation shortcuts that contractors once used to keep quote prices lower. This chart shows the jump in mandatory structural design pressures under the new standards. Depending on your specific county, those mandatory wind loads increased by as much as 27%. Because of that change, a legally compliant enclosure built today requires significantly more metal and labor than one built just a few years ago. To see how that math translates to your backyard, we must look at a concept called the hydrodynamic phase shift, commonly known as the sail effect. During a storm, driving rain fills the screen's microscopic voids, transforming the porous mat into a solid wall. Once saturated, this wet mesh acts like a sail, capturing wind energy and transferring 30 pounds per square foot of lateral pressure directly into the frame. Florida engineers cannot treat pool cages as porous tents. They must calculate the frame's resistance as if they were building a solid wall to ensure it doesn't collapse under that pressure. Coastal and high-velocity hurricane zones now mandate ultimate design wind speeds between 160 and 175 miles per hour. At those speeds, standard 2x2 aluminum posts are insufficient against the resulting 56 pounds per square foot of lateral pressure. Meeting the code requires premium, high-tensile 6005 T5 alloy aluminum. This means upgrading to heavy 4x4 or 6x6 structural columns to keep the frame from snapping or twisting. These columns support massive structural spans, continuous 40-foot horizontal headers that often require industrial lifting machinery to safely drop into position. The sheer volume of this thick structural aluminum is why project totals routinely climb into the $45,000 to $90,000 range. Most of your investment goes directly into the raw mass of metal required to keep the structure standing when the weather turns. Beyond lateral pressure, engineers must account for aerodynamic uplift. Hurricane winds flowing over the pitched roof of an enclosure generate vertical lift, much like an airplane wing. To prevent the structure from lifting off the ground, the Florida Building Code prohibits anchoring these heavy cages into thin patio slabs or floating pavers. Instead, crews dig continuous trenches, 16 inches deep and 24 inches wide, filled with reinforced steel rebar and solid structural concrete. This intensive subsurface engineering adds significant labor and material costs to the project before the first piece of aluminum is even delivered. Spending thousands on premium aluminum is ineffective if the foundation is weak. Without these footings, even the best frame risks shifting or lifting under pressure. Down at the microscopic level, coastal structures face a chemical threat, galvanic corrosion. When standard zinc-coated steel bolts touch aluminum in a saltwater environment, they undergo rapid electrolysis. The hardware rusts out, stripping the cage of its strength. The code-mandated solution involves Miami-Dade certified dielectric fastening systems. These use glass-reinforced nylon sleeves to isolate the disparate metals and stop the corrosion. Using specialized isolated hardware is the only way to ensure the heavy aluminum frame remains securely connected for the life of the structure. The screen material itself is a direct investment in the enclosure's lifespan. Standard fiberglass mesh often tears under just 91 pounds per square inch of pressure. Modern polyester alternatives, like Toughscreen, can withstand 538 pounds per square inch, though they add several $1,000s to the initial quote. Paying for that extra tensile strength up front typically provides a decade of uninterrupted life, saving you from frequent and expensive rescreening bills. Screen Factory Florida bases its pricing on these inescapable mathematical and physical realities. We back that engineering with risk-free guarantees, free precise measurements, full 3D visual planning, a 4.8 Better Business Bureau rating, and a comprehensive 365-day warranty. Ensure your home has a mathematically sound, code-compliant enclosure. Click the link in the description to secure your investment with a professional quote today.